Chapter 1: What is Karma Recovery? There are two things a person needs in life. The first is a purpose, because it gives you something to live for. The second is the will to fulfill that purpose. Karma recovery is a practice dedicated to helping people overcome addiction issues and become better human beings through a karmic and cognitive science-based approach to recovery. It is designed to enable a life of happiness, a sense of purpose, and finding meaning in life. This practice centers around the science of emotional well-being and the idea of karma, that our lives are a result of the cumulative actions we take. Furthermore, we are all responsible for the consequences of our actions, good and bad. Through our actions, we can achieve happiness, one day at a time, in recovery. We believe that through a set of steps, daily actions, and cognitive scientifically based exercises, we can clean up the wreckage of our past, live in the present, control our emotions, and lead happy, healthy lives. If you have ever told yourself, "I can't be happy without my addiction of choice," you should know that most, if not all of us, said the same thing at the outset of our journey. Who is it for? Karma recovery is for people who struggle with addiction. If you have tried other programs before, are currently working another 12-step program, a non-12-step recovery-based program like Smart Recovery, or you are just starting your journey and have little if any exposure to recovery, you are in the right place. By working this practice, you can not only achieve sobriety but also be happy in it. All you must lose by not trying is an end to your suffering, which for anyone is an enormous potential cost. This book is also for friends and family whose loved ones are struggling with addiction. By reading this text, you will have a much better understanding of what they are going through, the challenges they face, why they take the actions they do against all rationale, what they are recommended to do as a practice of recovery, and much more. Why karma recovery works. Karma recovery is a practice that includes steps, daily actions, and recovery exercises, as well as a wealth of information about recovery from addiction. This practice has come from those who have lived in recovery and achieved happiness. It is designed to help people not only recover from addiction but to find happiness and purpose in life. Many other recovery programs focus only on what you did, what you are doing, or what you will do in active addiction and recovery. We focus on all three. We focus on how to take control of your addiction, live a life free from it, and most importantly, have a happy and fulfilled life in doing so. A life we could not possibly imagine at the outset. How we define spirituality. We define spirituality as the pursuit of finding meaning in life, finding a purpose for our lives, and devoting our lives to a higher purpose, and this is the purpose we have found for our lives. We believe that everyone's spiritual journey is personal to them and have no requirements for belief. Atheists, agnostics, Buddhists, Christians, those that believe in spirituality alone, and anyone else are all welcomed and can all work this practice. We neither consider ourselves an alternative nor an addendum to other 12-step and recovery-based programs. Practitioners are free to, and in many respects, encouraged to practice both karma recovery and a 12-step program for things like fellowship and community, which we will talk about at length. Our practice can be described as a merging of ideas from thousands of people who have recovered from addiction, as well as modified principles and ideals from some of the leading scientific and spiritual-based recovery practices, including Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Recovery Dharma, Refuge Recovery, and Smart Recovery. In addition to this, our practice includes modified concepts from some of the top self-help principles and practices, as well as the latest in cognitive science research related to addiction, happiness, emotional well-being, and addiction recovery behaviors. Our practice centers around the idea of creating positive karma, in other words, thoughts and actions designed to become better people. This is accomplished through things like a set of scientifically researched steps, daily actions, cognitive exercises, being of service to others, and the development of a fellowship or community of like-minded people. In doing this, we can live free from addiction, but more importantly, lead happy, productive, and fulfilled lives, building positive karma with every step, action, expression, and breath we take. The 5 pillars of this practice. Being of service to others, giving us a purpose and giving our lives meaning. Developing our higher conscience through the daily actions, steps, recovery exercises, and cultivating our altruistic, positive thoughts, emotions, and actions. Always striving to do the next right thing in any situation throughout our day. Developing a community, a fellowship around us of like-minded people that we can count on for anything, as they can count on us for anything. Being present, living one day at a time, leaving the remorse and regrets of the past behind us, as well as not fearing what lies before us in the future. We make amends for our past and move forward using our experiences as lessons for the future. By focusing on these 5 pillars, we can clear the wreckage of our past, live with gratitude in the moment, and build a better future. We can create positive karma wherever we go. We can live a life of joy and contentment we did not think possible. Why you are here. If you are exploring karma recovery, there is likely a compelling reason behind it. Perhaps you have tried other recovery or self-help practices without success. This is not uncommon. Research suggests that many may require multiple attempts at recovery to find the approach that best suits their needs. It is crucial, however, to approach this practice with an open mind. We ask you to avoid contempt prior to investigation, defined as doubting before giving something a chance. Instead, we would ask you to commit to giving this practice 90 days of your full effort. Compare the way you feel at the beginning of the process to the way you feel at the end of 90 days. If nothing has changed, you have lost nothing but another 90 days of struggling with addiction. However, this outcome is unlikely. It could be said that it is virtually guaranteed to not be the case. A 90-day commitment to recovery is not just an arbitrary number. It corresponds to a critical period in addiction recovery where substantial physiological and psychological changes often occur. If life and your happiness do improve, as is often the case with dedication to a comprehensive recovery plan, then you are encouraged to go forward for another 90 days. These incremental successes can be the building blocks of a sustainable and fulfilling life in recovery. One day at a time. One day at a time, we cultivate increasingly positive karma, which resonates through every aspect of our lives, continually improving them. The concept of karma, often associated with Eastern philosophies, suggests that our actions have consequences that shape our future. In the context of karma recovery, this idea is harnessed to promote positive change and healing. It is important to acknowledge that recovery is not always a linear process. You may encounter setbacks or outside forces that are beyond your control. However, one thing we can assure you of is that if you diligently work this practice and continuously strive to do the next right thing, something we delve into in an entire chapter of this book, your life will evolve in the best way possible. Life will take on a new meaning. Positive people and relationships will come into your life that you have never before experienced, and a whole host of other amazing things you can't imagine. Research has shown that positive reinforcement and continuous efforts in therapy can lead to significant improvements in mental well-being and addiction recovery. These transformations might not happen overnight, but with perseverance, the power of positive thinking and the guidance provided in karma recovery, a fulfilling and enriched life is within reach. What to expect? If you work this practice as it is suggested, you will transform into a new, better person, not only for yourself but also for your family and your community. The journey of self-improvement and recovery goes beyond individual growth, impacting those around you. You will regain a sense of self-worth and purpose in life, becoming of service to others and a positive influence on the world. This is the essence of karma, a belief found in various Eastern philosophies that all actions in life create consequences or benefits that shape our future. For many who have struggled with addiction, these actions may have resulted in significant negative karma, leading to a life filled with distress, disappointment, and, to borrow a term, an empty, meaningless existence. However, it is essential to recognize that no matter where your starting point is, transformation is possible. If you diligently work this practice, you will dramatically and profoundly improve your thoughts, behaviors, and actions, enhancing your karma, happiness, and overall life quality. Research on positive interventions and cognitive behavioral therapy has shown that such practices can lead to significant improvements in mental well-being. It is not just about fixing what is broken, it is about fostering personal strengths and virtues. In the first exercise, we will ask you to write down all the things that you desire from this practice and from life in general. Reflect on your goals, your dreams, and what you seek to change. If you work this practice to its full extent, we promise you that when you look back on the things you have written down, you will realize how amazingly short you sold yourself compared to where your life will be. In other words, there is a life waiting for you that you can't possibly imagine right now, a life full of promise, fulfillment, and joy. Our message. If there were one overarching message of karma recovery, it would be this: continuous dedication to healing the wounds of the past, improving karma, staying present, fostering personal spirituality, building a network of like-minded people, being of service to others and spreading a message of hope can lead to a life that unfolds in the most positive and fulfilling way possible. Life will take on new meaning. Life will get better. Life will become everything positive it could be. For many struggling with addiction, there has been a tendency to live selfishly and self-centered lives. Such attitudes and actions lead to negative or even non-existent karma and spirituality. The impacts on one's life are profoundly negative. However, if you are ready to embrace a new way of life, filled with hope, happiness, and optimism, we are here and ready to welcome you with open arms. We stand prepared to assist you on this transformative journey. The journey from addiction to recovery is not merely a mental exercise, it requires actionable steps. You can't think your way into happiness and recovery, you must act your way into it. This idea aligns with cognitive behavioral therapy principles, which emphasize the importance of actions and behaviors in changing one's thoughts and feelings. When contemplating whether to give this practice a try, take 10 minutes to focus on the profound impact you could have on others as well as your own life. Consider how many lives you could positively affect, how much pain and anguish you can save yourself and those you care about by working this simple practice and turning your life around. Consider the transformation of your karma from a negative to a positive. This reflection can be the catalyst for the change you have been seeking, a change that will make your life and the lives of those around you infinitely better. 3 realizations. Here are 3 realizations we would like you to consider. You have the power to change your life through this practice of steps and daily actions. You are responsible for your karma and spirituality, personal to you, that you develop, which gives you responsibility and control over acting out your addictions, thus giving you responsibility and control over your life. You can help save lives by taking responsibility to improve every aspect of your own by achieving happiness in recovery. From Step 1, a story of a man. There is a story of a man who falls in a deep hole and he can't get out. A lawyer walks by. The man cries to him, help me out of this hole." The lawyer says, "I'm sorry I can't, but I will help you sue whoever dug it if you ever get out." A little while later a doctor walks by. The man cries out again, "Please, help me out of this hole." The doctor says, "I can't, but if you ever get out, I will help you with the injuries you suffered by falling in it." A little bit later a therapist walks by. The man cries out once again, please help me out of this hole." The therapist says, "I can't, but if you get out, I will help you with your emotional trauma of falling in it." At this point, the man has lost all hope. He has resigned himself to being in this hole for the rest of his life. The despair and depression of living out the rest of his days in this state is almost too much to take. Then he sees one other person walking by. He yells, "Please, help me out of this hole. I'm tired, I'm lonely, I'm depressed and miserable. You may be my last hope." The person, to the man's astonishment, jumps in the hole with him. The man says, "What have you done? Now we're both stuck in here." The person replies simply, "I've been in this hole before, I will show you the way out." If you are at the beginning of your journey of recovery or returning once again, there is a better way, but it can only be shown to those who have the willingness and commitment to give it everything they have. You may not believe us now, but we can promise you there is a path to the end of your despair and depression. A life of joy and happiness awaits you. It will require you to suspend your disbelief and give this practice everything you have. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Am I worth it? The answer is always yes. Not only are you worth it, but everyone that you will help in the future get out of the hole of active addiction is worth it. The Karma Recovery website. To support you in your journey through karma recovery, we have created the website karmarecovery.org. This website combines the latest in AI technology in the form of the best possible, most knowledgeable recovery coach with a robust human, online social media and support network dedicated to recovery. We have a huge number of features and resources to assist you in every step of your addiction recovery journey. One of the key concepts of this practice is the daily actions, which we will talk about at length. For now, we want to draw attention to the fact that the AI recovery coach will remind you and give you suggestions for doing these daily actions. An example would be our daily action of journaling for at least 5 minutes every day. Your AI recovery coach will remind you to do this and give you suggestions on what to journal about. Another example is the daily action of meditating once a day for at least 5 minutes. Your recovery coach will give you a daily meditation reading to help you along in the process. Other features of our website include a robust, active, and supportive recovery community. Daily recovery assignments. Create daily inventories. Create journal entries. Journal AI feedback. Local and theme-based groups. Message and make connections with other users. Recovery reflections. Host online recovery, yoga, meditation, or any other type of meetings. Daily quotes. Recovery blog. Meeting finder. Recovery events. Post events. Recovery jobs. Daily meditations. And much more. We would love to have you as a part of our community and can promise you that it will be a valuable resource for making the most out of your recovery journey and the practice of karma recovery. So let's get started. Let us get started on improving every aspect of your life and the lives of those around you. You may have what they call terminal uniqueness. This describes a belief that you are in some way different. That you don't have the power to live free from your addiction. That without your addiction you can't ever be happy again. The truth is, everyone who has ceased to act out our addictions and now lead happy and positive lives, we all thought the exact same thing in the beginning. Again, we ask you to not have contempt before investigation. Give this practice a chance. Give it 90 days. Put everything you have into it as though your life and the lives you would save depended on it, because in fact they do. Walk the path that we have and in doing so enjoy a life you never thought possible. Be the person you want to be, not the person trapped by your past which was controlled by your addiction. Life is a beautiful thing. It is time to enjoy it. To be happy, you must let go of what is gone, be grateful for what remains. And look forward to what is coming next.